Good evening, YouTube community, UFC, fight fans, MMA fans, nation and worldwide. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log, and in tonight's video, I am going to catch up on the UFC 235 prelims as decreed by, not Lex Anderson, but the Prophet. So let's just hit the ground running, shall we? If you check out my video list, you'll see that I already talked about the main and co-event in the previous video, and thank you very much for those of you who have viewed and are subscribing to the Sports Opinion Log. So let's just get to it. UFC 235 prelims for welterweight. Diego Nightmare Sanchez versus Gall. Diego takes that one by TKO at 4 minutes and 13 seconds into the second round, and I was really hoping that Diego Sanchez was going to get his all ass beat, especially since Gall had the nerve to actually call him out and ask for this fight, and instead got his ass handed to him. So Gall's record was also, I believe, 5-1. So, you know, versus someone like Diego Nightmare Sanchez, who's accrued like 30 fights. Clearly, the veteran maintains it. He's still in the game after all these years. So, you know, as much as I don't like him, I will always show the utmost respect for those who perfect and hone their craft. So, good for you, Nightmare. In the bantamweights, we had Stamann versus Perez. Stamann won that one via unanimous decision. In the light heavyweight match, we had Johnny Walker versus Cirkunov. Cirkunov. Walker wins by TKO at 36 seconds into the first round. He hits him with this beautifully targeted flying knee. Bow. If I could do a flying knee, let me see if I can jump up here. Bow. There it was, the flying knee. He goes down, he rains the blows, and I'm like, Johnny Walker on the rise, does it again. Until he tried to do his stupid post-fight celebration where he falls on the mat and does the worm, and he dislocated his left shoulder. And you know, it's weird. Or one of the things that annoy me in UFC is that you're always supposed to honor and respect your opponents. And obviously everybody has different personalities, because you have that asshole Conor McGregor who acts like a total asshole, which is why he gets his ass beat in fights that he loses. Yeah, Okay, so there are some matches where when a fighter beats a fighter, they immediately want to hug them or fall at their feet and bow at their feet, or again, hug them. And I find that very annoying, especially when you have fights where fighters knock out another fighter, or the referee has to wave it off because they're just like totally dominating and grounding and pounding and just punching the shit out of them. If you've beaten somebody, you shouldn't immediately be hugging him or grabbing his hands to thank him. Or if you've beaten a legend, you fall at his feet, bowing and giving thanks. Like, there has to be some space. Allow someone to breathe. You just beat the shit out of them. Do you really think that they're looking to get a hug from you? Like, thank you for being my opponent. Thank you for this match. Like, nah, man, like, fall back. Show your gratitude, show your honor once the official decision has been made. And then, of course, you have some fighters that go into stupid celebrations like Johnny Walker, who winds up injuring himself. Now, I've been talking and hyping up Johnny Walker, correct. Am I still going to be a fan? Yes. However, that issue of having that lack of humbleness in being a fighter, you're trying to be a clown, you're trying to do the worm, and you dislocate your left shoulder. So basically, no one's beating you, but you beat yourself with your asinine clown acts, which hopefully will be canceled. Like, I don't mind if someone break dances, because, you know, you could get on the ground and roll on your back. But why are you falling full force without blocking yourself to the octagon, and then when you fall, you roll over because you dislocated your shoulder? That's some clown-ass bullshit, and he kind of gets what he deserves, honestly. So you are trying to put yourself in contention for a title shot, and you've now said your own stupid ass back. Not really a fan of it. Speaking of, featherweights, we had Jeremy Stevens versus Magdomed Sharipov. Mago takes that one via unanimous decision. And on to the main card, bantamweights, Garbrandt versus Munoz, and I was cheering for Garbrandt to do it. 11-2. The only 2 losses he suffered was against TJ Dillashaw, but in a game in which it was standing and banging, Cody has shown he has no jaw. He can't take a punch. He gets knocked out at 4 minutes and 52 seconds in the first round. I'm screaming at my TV, Cody, no! Because you just see them banging, throwing. And Munoz ducks low, comes up with the right, clocks Cody right there, right in the same spot where TJ Dillashaw hit him, and he crumples to the ground, he pounces, and bam, 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 and that's it. And it's like, Cody, no, where do you go from here, Cody? Like, I don't even know. I can't, who knows? Like, the drill is going with that guy, though, for real, because he has no jaw. Women's strawweight, we had Torres versus Zhang. Zhang wins via unanimous decision, utilizing a takedown in the 3rd round to secure the win in what could have been a close fight. But Zhang got Torres down and just pretty much stayed on her, and that mat dominance, you know. Okay, and that is actually all I have, because like I mentioned in my previous video, I talked about the welterweight fight between Robbie Lawler and Askren making his undefeated UFC debut, and he's still undefeated as Herb Dean fucked up that fight in the manner in which he called it. He definitely didn't call it like he see it, because whatever he was seeing or going through, he fucked up. But again, that is in my earlier video, which you can scroll down and find. It's right there. So speaking of right there, that's all I have for this video. But we will be back, because we have Lewis versus Santos. We have another fight coming up next Saturday. I will be talking about it pre and post fight, and the only way you can stay involved is by making sure you do the right thing and subscribe to this channel. Press that button right there to your left, and the bell icon, I believe upper right hand side, ding, press it so you stay updated to any and all upcoming future videos. Shout out to everyone watching, especially my IGTV family. If you are watching this video on IGTV, if you go to my bio, there's a YouTube link where you too can press it and subscribe. And if you are still watching this video via YouTube, you can check me out on Instagram at CitizenLexAndersonW. There is a link below in my bio as well. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. UFC, MMA fans, this is your boy Lex Anderson, doing what I do best. And we're not gonna pop my collar before I sign out, but for UFC fans, mixed martial art fans, fight fans, nation and worldwide, we're going to go out the honorable way. And always remember, never take your eyes off of your opponent, even when you bow. See, look at that, eyes on you, even when I bow. Because that's when the kick comes in. And you don't want to get taken out like that. You want to go out as a winner. Man, remember Anderson Silva? When he caught, who'd he catch with that kick? Was it Shogun Rua? No, it was someone else. Unfortunately, I cannot remember at this time. But again, always keep your eyes on your opponent.